The rap game just got louder. Fire. At Kendrick Lamar isn't the type to throw random shots, but when he does, the whole culture listens. And this time, his subtle but sharp bars were aimed straight at I Am Cardi B. What started as a few lines in a freestyle has now turned into a full-blown war of words, and Cardi isn't staying silent. Fans are calling it the beef no one saw coming, and both sides of the internet are already choosing teams. This isn't just another headline. This is Kendrick, one of the most respected lyricists in the game, versus Cardi, a chart-dominating force who never backs down. And the best part? It's all happening in real time. Grab your popcorn. Microphone crown # Kendrick Lamar # Cardi B # Kendrick vs Cardi # hip hop drama # rap beef # Clash of Titans # beef of the decade # lyrical war # Bardi gang # Team K. It didn't happen on a massive awards stage. It didn't happen at a red carpet. It happened on a dimly lit platform in Los Angeles, with nothing but a mic, a beat, and at Kendrick Lamar's signature calm. Kendrick isn't the type to shout. He's the type to slice quietly. And that night, he carved through the rap game with a single bar that set the entire culture on fire. Fire. Microphone, the line that sparked it all. Kendrick was midway through a freestyle session at an intimate industry event, the kind of room where other rappers show up not to party, but to listen. He dropped his flow with surgical precision, but when the beat cut for half a second, he leaned into the mic and said, "When the crown gets loud, it's easy to see who's pretending to wear it." One sentence. 7 seconds. And the crowd gasped like someone had set off fireworks indoors. People started whispering. Phones shot up in the air. Reaction spread through the room like a wave. Nobody needed him to say a name. The timing said it for him. Just 1 week before, I Am Cardi B had gone viral for calling herself the queen of this rap era during a sold-out show in New York. Fans chanted, she wore a gold crown on stage, and the clip dominated TikTok for days. Kendrick had aimed straight at the hottest topic in rap, and the world knew who he was talking about. Mobile phone with arrow, the clip that broke the timeline. Within minutes, someone uploaded a grainy video of the freestyle. It spread like wildfire across social media. Caption after caption said the same thing. Y'all hear that? He talking about Cardi flushed face fire. He did not just say that loudly crying face. Kendrick vs Cardi incoming. By the end of the night, the video had millions of views. # Kendrick Lamar was trending. # Cardi B was trending. And a brand new hashtag was born, backhand index pointing right # Kendrick vs Cardi. Brain, why it hit different. Kendrick Lamar isn't a name drop kind of artist. His pen game is subtle, layered, and built to sting. He didn't say, Cardi B. He didn't have to. Crown gets loud, a clear reference to Cardi's performance and her crown moment. Pretending to wear it, a direct jab at her claiming queen status. The internet thrives on subtext. And Kendrick gave them a feast. Fans dissected the line like it was a Supreme Court ruling. YouTube reactors froze frames. TikTok creators added dramatic background music. Rap forums lit up with heated debates. Kendrick finally said what people been thinking. Cardi running the charts but not the throne. I can't wait for her response, loudly crying face fire. Crown Cardi B sees it. Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, I Am Cardi B was prepping for a brand collab event in New York. According to people close to her team, she saw the clip the same night. Her reaction? A mix of laughter and heat. This wasn't just anyone throwing shade. This was Kendrick Lamar, a man whose words carry cultural weight. Cardi's entire career has been about fighting her way into spaces people said she didn't belong. She built her empire loud, bold, and fearless. And now someone was questioning her crown. She wasn't about to let that slide. Fire fanbases go to war, without a track. Before either artist could even respond officially, their fanbases started clashing online like armies in a digital battlefield. Bardi Gang jumped to defend their queen. He better not start something he can't finish. Cardi don't do quiet shade. She bites back. She got hits. Don't play with her. Fans responded with just as much energy. This is Kendrick. He doesn't lose these battles. Cardi loud. Kendrick legendary. He didn't even say her name, and look what happened, loudly crying face fire. Hashtag Bardi Gang and hashtag Team K. Trended side by side, almost like they were two rival boxing promotions hyping up a fight before it happened. Satellite antenna media smells the fire. Gossip blogs and hip-hop outlets moved fast. Headlines flooded timelines within hours. Kendrick Lamar throws subtle shade at Cardi B during freestyle. Fans speculate Cardi is the target of Kendrick's latest verse. Hip-hop crowns collide. Is this a new rap war? Podcasts dropped emergency episodes dissecting every second of the bar. Reaction channels went live. Memes started rolling in faster than tweets. One viral meme showed Kendrick holding a chess piece and Cardi holding a microphone, with the caption, "Energy versus strategy." Loudspeaker industry reactions start rolling in. It wasn't just fans talking. Other rappers, producers, and influencers started liking shady tweets, posting cryptic IG stories, or quietly choosing sides. A legendary producer tweeted, "When K. talks, he's not playing." An R&B singer posted a wine glass emoji, wineglass, the universal sign of, "I'm watching the mess." And a well-known podcaster wrote, "If Cardi responds, this might be the most entertaining beef of the decade." Brain why this moment was inevitable. Cardi B has called herself the queen of the new generation for years, and she's not wrong about her dominance. She's broken records, gone multi-platinum, and made the world chant her hooks. But Kendrick Lamar represents the pen. The lyrical throne. The deeper, old-school core of hip-hop. These two worlds were destined to collide. And this freestyle line? It was the spark. Crossed swords the calm before the storm. As the sun came up the next morning, both artists were silent. No lives. No diss tracks. No comments. But the fans? They didn't sleep. Hashtags kept trending. TikTok edits kept multiplying. Reaction videos flooded feeds. The world could feel it. This wasn't some surface-level internet spat. This was shaping up to be a moment in hip-hop history. Kendrick had thrown the first shot. And everyone was waiting for Cardi to load her response. Crown. Hashtag Kendrick Lamar, hashtag Cardi B, hashtag Kendrick vs Cardi, hashtag hip-hop drama, hashtag rap beef, hashtag Team K. Hashtag Bardi Gang, hashtag Clash of Titans, hashtag Crown War, hashtag pop culture moment, hashtag hip-hop history, hashtag lyrical war, hashtag beef of the decade. The rap world waited less than 24 hours for I Am Cardi to respond. And if there's one thing everyone knows about Cardi B, she doesn't let shade marinate. She cooks it. She seasons it. And then she serves it back hot. Crown fire. Microphone Cardi's IG Live, the first spark. At 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Cardi went live on Instagram. No announcement. No teaser. Just her, nails done, hair pulled back, hoop earrings swinging like she came to fight. Within 5 minutes, over 250,000 people were watching. She didn't even start with a greeting. She leaned into the camera with that signature Bronx energy and said, "If you talk about crowns, make sure yours ain't dusty." Period. The comments exploded instantly. Fire, she said what she said, crown, not the dusty crown, loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face. Collision, Cardi ain't playing with Kendrick. But Cardi wasn't done. She laughed, popped her gum, and added, You can talk your lil, poetic shade all you want, but I'm the reason the radio stays on fire. The crowd went wild. Mobile phone with arrow, the internet reacts in real time. Cardi's IG Live was clipped, edited, and posted across X, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube within minutes. Reaction captions came fast. Cardi B responds to Kendrick in the most Cardi way, loudly crying face fire. She's not backing down at all. Barty vs K. About to go crazy. Her live wasn't just a clapback, it was a performance. Every side eye, every pause, every Bronx-inflected syllable felt deliberate. She didn't have to drop a name. The world already knew. Hashtag Cardi B fires back started trending in less than 30 minutes. By the end of the night, over 2 million people had watched the live in some form. Headphone the surprise track. Cardi doesn't just talk. She moves. Just 2 nights after Kendrick's freestyle, she dropped a surprise single at midnight titled Loud Crown. No promo. No rollout. Just vibes and vengeance. The track opened with her laughing, that signature Cardi laugh, followed by a bass-heavy beat that could shake a stadium. Then came the line. You talking like a king, but I been the throne. Boom. The rap world froze. She didn't call out at Kendrick Lamar by name, but every lyric was a direct response to his jab about the loud crown. She flipped the metaphor, made it hers, and weaponized it. They whisper in riddles, I speak in gold. You talk about legends, I break the mold. Fire fans were quoting lyrics online within minutes. Fire TikTokers used the hook for edits. Fire DJs started spinning it in clubs. It wasn't just a clapback track, it was an anthem. Satellite antenna. Why Cardi's response hit so hard. Cardi didn't try to out Kendrick. She stayed in her lane, the lane she built herself, loud, proud, and unstoppable. She turned his surgical shade into a mass movement. She brought bars with bounce, hooks with heat, energy no one could ignore. She was doing what she does best, owning the spotlight. Crown fanbases erupt. Barty Gang was in full celebration mode. She flipped his shade into a banger face with steam from nose fire. Cardi doesn't need to sneak, she just talks facts. This is round 1, and she won. Meanwhile, Kendrick fans fired back hard. Cute song. Let's see if she can handle real bars. She can trend, but he can write. Y'all forgot who Kendrick is. Hashtag Bartygang and hashtag Team K. Were now trending side by side. Memes showed Kendrick sharpening a pen while Cardi posed in a gold crown. It was pure cultural chaos, and people couldn't look away. Loudspeaker celebs and industry weigh in. The response wasn't just from fans. Other rappers and celebrities started dropping cryptic comments too. A famous R&B singer tweeted, Cardi came swinging flushed face fire. A big-name producer posted an IG story with the caption, this ain't just a moment. This is a movement. An industry insider tweeted, if Kendrick responds to this, it's over. This could be the biggest beef in years. Brain the strategy behind the chaos. Cardi's move wasn't reckless. It was timed. She waited just long enough for Kendrick's line to blow up. She let the internet simmer. She let fan debates build tension. And then she struck at the peak of attention. By owning the narrative early, she didn't look defensive, she looked dominant. Her message was clear. I'm not hiding in subliminals. I'm right here. Chart increasing, the numbers go crazy. Within 12 hours of release, Loud Crown hit #1 on Apple Music trending. Over 20 million streams were reported across platforms. TikTok had over 250,000 videos using the hook. Hashtag Cardi B fires back dominated global trends. Cardi didn't just answer Kendrick. She matched his cultural impact, and then some. Microphone Kendrick's silence, and why it scared everyone. While Cardi was setting the timeline on fire, Kendrick Lamar said nothing. No tweets. No lives. No interviews. Just silence. But Kendrick's silence doesn't feel like retreat. It feels like calculation. Fans know this pattern. Kendrick speaks rarely. But when he does, it shakes the entire game. Even Bardi Gang fans were nervous. He's too quiet. That's not good. He's probably in the studio right now cooking some fire. And fans? They were smiling. The storm is coming. Satellite antenna media coverage explodes. Hip-hop blogs and outlets moved fast. Headlines everywhere. Cardi B drops Loud Crown, aimed at Kendrick. Kendrick Lamar vs. Cardi B heating up. Two titans, one crown. Podcasts went live. Reaction YouTubers doubled their views. TikTok was drowning in fan theories. One viral post read, "Cardi came with fire." But Kendrick hasn't even started yet. Crossed swords the cultural collision. It was clear, this wasn't just another petty internet beef. This was two eras of rap colliding. Cardi, loud, mainstream, culture-shifting energy. Kendrick, lyrical depth, precision, respected by the culture's core. And the fans? They were treating it like a title match. Crown. Hashtag Cardi B fires back. Hashtag Kendrick Lamar. Hashtag Loud Crown. Hashtag Kendrick vs. Cardi. Hashtag Team K. Hashtag Bardi Gang. Hashtag Rap Beef. Hashtag Hip Hop Drama. Hashtag Cultural Moment. Hashtag Clash of Titans. Hashtag Crown War. By the morning after Loud Crown dropped, the internet wasn't just talking, it was erupting. This wasn't your average back and forth. This was at Kendrick Lamar versus at I Am Cardi B, two heavyweights standing on opposite sides of the rap universe. What had started with one line from Kendrick had snowballed into a global hip-hop moment. Mobile phone with arrow trending everywhere. By 10 a.m., hashtag Kendrick vs. Cardi was sitting at number 1 on X, Twitter. Hashtag Bardi Gang and hashtag Team K. Trended side by side like two opposing kingdoms ready to clash. On TikTok, creators were editing clips of Cardi's "Dusty Crown" line next to Kendrick's original freestyle bar, cutting them together like it was a cinematic trailer. Microphone, when the crown gets loud, crown, make sure yours ain't dusty. The sound alone racked up millions of views. Reaction pages were in overdrive. YouTubers uploaded videos titled, "This just went nuclear, flushed face fire." Kendrick vs. Cardi, Round 1 recap. This might be the biggest beef of the decade. Fire fanbases mobilize. The Bardi Gang showed up like a digital army. They posted edits, GIFs, and rallying tweets declaring Cardi the queen of the people. Memes of Cardi sitting on a gold throne flooded timelines. They even remixed her "Dusty Crown" line into a club-ready TikTok sound. One viral post said, "You can have bars. She got the culture." Meanwhile, Team K. responded with equal intensity. They flooded timelines with clips of Kendrick's legendary verses, from "Control" to "The Heart Part 5. They weren't just defending him, they were reminding everyone of who he is. Kendrick doesn't just rap. He erases careers. This ain't new to him. This is sport. Twitter Spaces filled up with thousands of fans arguing. TikTok Lives had debates running around the clock. Even Clubhouse made a comeback for a night. Headphone celebrities start picking sides. It wasn't just fans anymore. Industry figures began creeping in. A well-known singer tweeted, "This energy is giving old-school rap battles fire." A famous producer posted on IG, "Cardi got the hits. Kendrick got the pen. This about to get wild." A legendary rapper commented cryptically, "Some fights make history." Suddenly, the feud wasn't just a rap conversation. It was becoming the conversation in music. Brain media frenzy. Entertainment outlets pumped out articles like rapid fire. Cardi B's loud crown dominates charts after Kendrick shade. Kendrick vs. Cardi, the culture picks sides. This feud could redefine modern hip-hop. Podcasts launched, emergency beef episodes. Talk shows debated who had the upper hand. Reaction videos reached millions overnight. One podcast host said, "This isn't just about who's better. It's bars versus influence. Pen versus power. Quiet precision versus loud dominance. Crown cultural divide." This feud struck a chord because Kendrick and Cardi represent two different forces. Kendrick Lamar, the poet, the conscious lyricist, the technical genius with a decade-long legacy. Cardi B, the pop rap queen, the megastar with unmatched cultural energy, a voice that moves crowds, trends, and timelines. It wasn't just about music anymore. It became about what hip-hop stands for in 2025. Some fans argued, Kendrick's the real deal. He speaks for the culture. Others shot back, Cardi is the culture. She lives in it every day. Satellite antenna clubs, shows, and streets. DJs across the US, from Atlanta to New York to LA, started spinning both songs back to back. Clubs turned the feud into a live showdown. When Kendrick's bar played, the crowd booed or cheered. When Cardi's loud crown dropped, the whole room screamed. One DJ posted a viral video of a packed club yelling Cardi's hook word for word. The caption read, "She got the streets tonight." Another DJ countered with a packed Kendrick night in LA. The energy was electric. Brain the psychology of the beef. What made this battle even more fascinating wasn't just the music, it was the psychology. Kendrick had been silent since dropping the line. That silence became a weapon. It made every fan, every celebrity, every blogger wait. His silence was louder than most rappers' entire albums. Cardi, on the other hand, was loud and proud, fully owning the spotlight. Her energy was infectious. She didn't wait. She attacked. It was two completely different styles, and both were working. Loudspeaker reaction from other rappers. Other artists couldn't resist chiming in, even without naming names. One veteran MC tweeted, "Respect to both. This is what the game needs. Real competition." A rising star tweeted, "If Cardi drops another track, it's over loudly crying face fire. Some rappers sided quietly with Kendrick by liking posts about lyrical superiority. Others reposted Cardi's anthem. The lines were being drawn. Chart increasing, the numbers get insane. Loud Crown hit #1 on major streaming charts in less than 24 hours. Kendrick's freestyle clip had surpassed 50 million combined views. Over 1.5 million posts used hashtag Kendrick vs. Cardi across platforms. TikTok trends featuring both artists were dominating the For You page. This wasn't just a rap feud anymore, this was a mainstream cultural event. Performing arts fan culture takes over. The internet treated this beef like a blockbuster film. Fan edits started popping up styled like movie trailers. Clapperboard, Kendrick vs. Cardi, two titans, one crown, microphone, he spoke. She roared, "Fire, round 2 is coming." They added dramatic orchestral music, flashing text, and split-screen images of both artists. The videos went viral instantly. Mantelpiece clock, the pressure builds. And through all of this, Kendrick Lamar stayed silent. Not a word. Not a tweet. Not a story. Just stillness. That silence turned into a countdown. Everyone knew what Kendrick does best, he waits, then strikes. One viral post captured the mood perfectly. Cardi set the internet on fire. Kendrick's about to drop an earthquake. Crown the culture holds its breath. This moment wasn't just about two artists beefing. It was about the state of rap itself. Can raw lyricism stand up to mainstream power? Can one person's words disrupt another's cultural wave? Can a queen outshine a king's pen? Every corner of the culture, from rap OGs to Gen Z fans, was watching. The energy was electric, dangerous, historic. Everyone knew round 2 was coming. Kendrick Lamar doesn't stay quiet forever. And when he responds, it's never light. Hashtag Kendrick Lamar, hashtag Cardi B, hashtag Kendrick vs Cardi, hashtag Loud Crown, hashtag Hip Hop Drama, hashtag Rap Beef, hashtag Bardi Gang, hashtag Team K. Hashtag Cultural Moment, hashtag Clash of Titans, hashtag Crown War, hashtag Hip Hop History, hashtag Legendary Feud. The silence had stretched for days. The internet had turned itself into a war zone: debates, edits, reaction videos, fan theories. Everyone knew the storm was coming. Because Kendrick Lamar doesn't let his name float around a battlefield without firing back. And when he finally did, it wasn't a skirmish. It was a detonation. Bomb. Mantelpiece clock. The clock hits midnight. At 12 a.m. sharp, Kendrick posted one black square on Instagram with a single caption. Checkmate. No explanation. No tag. No hashtag. Just 2 words. Within minutes, the entire timeline shifted. Hashtag Checkmate started trending globally. Twitter Spaces filled up instantly. Fan accounts began counting down. Cardi's fans flooded the comments with crown emojis. Crown. Kendrick's fans replied with chess pieces. Chess pawn. Everyone knew what was next: the drop. Headphone, the track that froze the internet. At 12:17 a.m., Checkmate went live on all streaming platforms. The cover art? A cracked gold crown sitting on a chessboard. Symbolism, unmistakable. The beat crept in: slow, dark piano keys, crisp snares, and a deep 808 that felt like a pulse. Kendrick's voice entered like a whisper that demanded silence. Crowns get loud when they scared of the throne. The internet stopped. Every bar after that was calculated. No wasted words. No filler. Just precision. Kendrick didn't yell. He executed. You play for the crowd, I built the stage. You trend for the night, I wrote the page. Fans started quoting lines live as they listened. Reaction videos were being recorded in real time. One YouTuber's scream, "Oh my god," became a meme within hours. Fire bar after bar. Kendrick spent the entire first verse dismantling everything Cardi had built her response on. You called yourself queen? That's cute for the show. But legends don't need titles, the people already know. It wasn't a direct insult. It was worse. It was surgical disrespect. The second verse flipped Cardi's "loud crown" hook into a cold echo. Loud crown in a quiet room, sounds like fear to me. That line became the quote of the night. Hashtag loud crown started trending again, this time, because Kendrick flipped it on its head. Mobile phone with arrow, the internet detonates. Within 15 minutes of the track's release, TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram went nuclear. He ended her loudly crying face. Fire flooded timelines. Hashtag Checkmate trended at #1 globally. Fan edits started dropping before the song even finished playing. Even neutral listeners were shook. This is not a diss track. This is a lyrical autopsy. Kendrick just reminded everyone why he's him. Crown. Cardi's fans clap back. But Bardi Gang wasn't going to sit in silence. They flooded comment sections with Cardi lyrics, calling Kendrick bitter and jealous of a woman winning. One fan tweeted, "She made a hit." He wrote a lecture. "We win." Another replied, "Hits don't save you in a war of words." And just like that, the fan war reignited at full force. This time, it was bigger. Louder. Sharper. Loudspeaker celebrities react in real time. Artists who had stayed quiet up until this point suddenly had something to say. A veteran rapper posted, "Kendrick just put on a masterclass." An R&B icon tweeted, "Cardi brought energy. Kendrick brought blood." A pop star simply wrote, "Checkmate," and let the internet do the rest. Even media outlets reacted like fans. One headline read, "Kendrick Lamar just dropped a bomb on the rap game. Brain white, Checkmate, hit so hard." Kendrick didn't just respond, he elevated the conversation. While Cardi's track had the energy of the streets, Kendrick's track felt like a statement carved in stone. No features. No hooks. Just 3 verses of surgical precision. It reminded everyone why his name carries weight, why even a single line from him can shift the culture. Chart increasing, the numbers go wild. By sunrise, Checkmate hit #1 on streaming charts. Over 10 million streams in its first 6 hours. TikTok had 500,000 videos quoting, "Crowns get loud when they scared of the throne." Hashtag Kendrick Lamar, hashtag Checkmate, and hashtag Cardi B all trended at once. Even journalists called it one of the cleanest diss tracks of the modern era. Cardi responds, "Sort of." At 3 a.m., Cardi finally broke her silence, sort of. She posted a simple story, a boomerang of her adjusting a golden crown with the caption, "You tried it. It wasn't a track. It wasn't alive." But that one line set the timeline ablaze again. Her fans called it unbothered energy. Kendrick's fans called it deflection. The back and forth went on all night. Performing arts, the culture splits. This was no longer just a rap beef. This was a cultural event. One side claimed Cardi was holding her own as a mainstream queen who commands attention and moves the masses. The other side saw Kendrick as a lyrical god who just reasserted dominance with a single track. Music journalists compared it to the biggest rap clashes in history. Old school heads started saying, "This is the energy we've been missing." Crossed swords, what made this feud different? This wasn't about 2 underground MCs going bar for bar in smoky clubs. This was about 2 titans of their own lanes, one lyrical, one cultural, meeting in the center of the stage. Kendrick didn't just diss Cardi. He challenged the idea of what power in hip-hop looks like in this era. Firecracker, the final lines. The last verse of Checkmate wasn't angry. It was cold. "This ain't personal, it's principle. Kings don't yell, we let the pen make it visible." He paused. Then ended with, "Your loud crown don't fit on my chessboard." And just like that, Kendrick closed the track like a door. Loudspeaker, the aftershock. The next morning, every platform looked the same. Fan edits everywhere. Reaction channels posting hour-long breakdowns. People debating in comment sections like it was a world event. Cardi's fans swore she'd come back stronger. Kendrick's fans declared victory already. And in the middle of it all, hip-hop was thriving. Hashtag Kendrick Lamar, hashtag Cardi B, hashtag Checkmate, hashtag Loud Crown, hashtag Kendrick vs Cardi, hashtag Rap Beef, hashtag Hip Hop Drama, hashtag Team K. Hashtag Barty Gang, hashtag Pop Culture Moment, hashtag Clash of Titans, hashtag Crown War, hashtag Legendary Feud, hashtag Cultural Event, hashtag Lyrical Assassin. 1 crown. 2 giants. And a storm that's only getting louder. Crown crossed swords. Kendrick Lamar didn't just respond, he rewrote the moment with Checkmate. I Am Cardi B isn't the type to walk away. If anything, her silence after the track feels like the calm before something even bigger. This isn't just a rap beef anymore, this is a cultural war. Hits versus bars. Pop power versus lyrical dominance. Energy versus precision. Fire, will Cardi B fire back and reclaim the narrative? Fire, or did Kendrick Lamar just secure his throne for good? Drop your thoughts. Whose side are you on? hashtag Team K. Or hashtag Barty Gang. Hit that like, smash subscribe, and stay locked in, because this battle is far from over. Hashtag Kendrick Lamar, hashtag Cardi B, hashtag Checkmate, hashtag Loud Crown, hashtag Kendrick vs Cardi, hashtag Rap Beef, hashtag Hip Hop Drama, hashtag Barty Gang, hashtag Team K. Hashtag Pop Culture Moment, hashtag Beef of the Decade, hashtag Clash of Titans, hashtag Crown War, hashtag Legendary Feud.